I'ma keep it a bean. Stick to the script, every scene. This from last year, but they clean. Say to say, I'ma take something else, but it's a winning team. Charlie Sheen, fam gang, the regime. I'm from Piney Green.
What's good, Shellitronnn here, and I'm back out again with a brand new video. And today I have two very big questions I need to ask following our second straight win and a very important win against a Houston Texans team that looked like they were a very good team. We handled them. It was only a 10-16 game, but it was a very, very convincing win, at least in my opinion. But in this video, I'm going to focus on one question here, and I'll do a double upload later on tonight, talking about my second question, which I know is something a lot of you guys have already thought about, so stay tuned for that. But in this video, I want to ask the question, is the Carolina Panthers defense the best defense in the league? And I gotta say, if you've been watching football, and even if you don't watch the actual games, if you don't watch all 60 minutes of these Panthers games, even for those who only watch highlights, or for stat beasts out there, you really can't deny what you're seeing from the Carolina Panthers this year. I'll go ahead and satisfy the stat beasts out there. I'm going to throw out a few stats for you and let me know if these numbers mean anything to you at all. Panthers defense, 4th in the league in yards per game at 287. Think about that. The Panthers aren't allowing teams in both the rush and the pass game to get over 300 yards. It's only over 4 games, but we played some pretty decent offenses. I mean, we had Jared Goff week 1, and he has some good offense, right? We played the Bucs week 2, and say what you will about the Bucs, but you saw them put up 55 points just yesterday, and they look. Say what you want about Jameis Winston, they got Bruce Arians, and they have weapons over there. I'm not going to sit here and call the Bucs terrible all around. They've got pieces. They just got to figure out a way to get it all together. And then in week 3, played the Cardinals. Now look, I ain't going to sit here and say that Kyler Murray is a beast, is a goon, and we know what the Cards are, but they do have weapons. I'm not going to sit here and look, it's the Cards. I'm not going to boost it. But the Texans, Deshaun Watson, D-Hop, Will Fuller, you got Frank Gore. There's some pieces all around that offense that you can respect. I mean, Deshaun Watson the week before had 300 plus yards by himself. So for the Panthers to be the 4th best team in yards allowed and not allow more than 300 yards between the pass and the run, I'm cool with that. We're 1st in sacks. I believe we're tied for 1st in sacks, but 18 sacks, and I believe it's been 14 sacks over the past 2 weeks. How do you do that? Yeah, 6 sacks versus the Texans and 8 sacks versus, come on now, Cards. You got to find an O-line. I don't know if it's that we're playing against some bad O-lines or if our front 7 is just that good. I think it's a strong mix of both, and I don't expect to see that much of a drop-off when we play against some of these better O-lines because the defensive scheming has been great, has been immaculate, spectacular, all led by our captain. Our captain, strong safety. Oh, captain, my captain. I saw you in the game last night. Then you get to the interceptions. We are 5th in the league in interceptions at 4. That's not bad at all. I think the team's on a really good pace in both sacks and interceptions this year that will probably eclipse what we did last year in both those stats. So I'm really looking forward to that. Moving on, though, we are 11th in the league in points per game at 20. Look, it's kind of a weird roller coaster ride. We had 1 game where we got 30 scored on us. 2 games we got scored 20 on us. And then last game we got scored 10. And just like how evenly the scores have been distributed through our 4 games, the way that we've been getting scored on has been pretty consistent as well, or pretty even as well. 4 rush touchdowns, 4 passing touchdowns, and 8 field goals. I mean, how much more even do you get? We're not like particularly bad against the run, particularly bad against the pass. Although our rush yards allowed per game might have you thinking, I don't know about all that. We are 23rd in the league in rush yards allowed per game at 131. But we're also number 1 in the league in pass yards allowed per game at 157 yards per game. That's ridiculous. Look, if you've been following the Panthers for the last 3 years, you know just how big of a stat this is. You only allow 157 yards per game through the air. That is amazing. And the number 2 team, which I think is the Patriots, they're at 172, I think it is. They're at about 25 yards per game more than us. That is a huge margin. That's 100 total more yards of passing up against them. You really can't fake these stats. Our secondary's been good. The front seven's been probably even better. And obviously the two work in conjunction with each other. When one does really good, the other can get production. So it works out very, very well for the Panthers. So those right there are team stats. Let's get a little bit more specific in the players themselves. Luke Kuechly is 4th in the league in tackles at 44, but it don't stop there. Shaq Thompson is 6th in the NFL in tackles with 40. He only has 4 less tackles than Luke, and that would be impressive enough. But he's still 6th in the league in tackles. Now, I think that Thomas Davis Sr. is like 7th or 8th in the league in tackles, which is kind of crazy. 2 Panthers right now and 1 Panthers legend are leading the league in tackles. You really cannot make that up. But seriously, it's crazy when you actually think about it. We went from having the number 1, maybe around number 2 or 3 linebacker duo in the league for several years, but last year in particular with Luke and Thomas Davis Sr., to maybe having the best linebacker core with Luke and Shaq. There's been a consistency at linebacker with the Panthers, and it's kind of crazy to think about because there were people who thought that Shaq took a step backwards last year. People thought T took a step backwards last year as well. But we've always, for the longest time now, had very, very solid linebackers. But it's not just about tackles. Mario Addison is 3rd. He is ranked 3rd in the NFL with sacks, 5.5 sacks through 4 games. Mario Addison ain't looking for a bag. I remember I said Mario Addison kind of looks like sometimes he benefits from some off-pressure driving the quarterback to his side and he cleans up and gets sacks. This man, Mario Addison, is a monster, and he will be... he's going to get some offers very, very soon. This man is killing the game. But it's not just about tackles. It's not just about sacks. It's about how our secondary is playing as well. Dante Jackson, he is tied for 3rd in interceptions in the league with 2. Okay, it's cool. I think the most interceptions is 4. And then there's a couple people tied for 2nd with 3. But Dante looked really good against the Cardinals. One, he had to he jogged and the ball came right to his hands. The other, well, like I said, that man Dante hit the troposphere. You have to roll your tongue. The troposphere. He lifted his legs up 12.5 feet, then took it 12.5 feet more to get a pick on Kyler Murray. When I tell you, when you watch the All-22 film, Kyler Murray was looking like this. That man is 5'3.5". He had to look way, way, way up. We know about Dante, but did we know about James Bradberry being one of the better corners in the entire league? He has only allowed 7 receptions this entire season. 4 games, 7 receptions, and he bottled up this man D-Hop. Did he not? Did he not bottle up Mike Evans as well when we played him? Did he not? Was the passing game really all that crazy against the Rams? I don't know. Maybe James Bradberry ain't the most elite corner in the league. Eddie Jackson's making a case for that. Xavier Howard plays on a garbage team, so it's really hard to, say his name without smiling too much. But James Bradberry is making a case. But if you watch this channel, you know what I always say when it comes to stats. Stats do not tell the full story. They're a really good introduction to the book, but just like any good story, you need to have context, and the Panthers have a lot of it. It's not like this team is only getting stats and they're kind of like empty calorie stats. We're seeing some really good adjustments. There are times early in the game where you see teams try things that work. The Texans were doing things that really worked against us early on in the game, and we adjusted. And part of that's from the players, but if you remember last year, when the team was not doing so good defensively, we all jumped on Eric Washington. Me especially. I won't say we. I'll say me. I'll put it all on me. I jumped on Eric Washington. Now, this ain't me saying I believe in the man right now, but I will say we've seen a lot better production out of our defense. We look to be like we're actually looking at what's happening and being willing to change things up do different things. We haven't seen our three-man front too much because we've been playing a lot of faster quarterbacks, more mobile guys. So we got to have guys out there who, you need a four-man front for that. Throughout this season, the defense has adjusted. They look good, better even, later in the game, and they've made high-impact plays when they matter. We never got into garbage time, but there's not been any kind of empty calorie kind of highlight plays from the defense. It's always been timely, and it's always had an impact on the outcome of the game. And that's all you can really ask for from your defense. Now, we may not be the number one defense in the league, but I'll be damned if we're not top 5. Top 3, maybe? We can talk about it. But at some point, you're going to have to put some respect on the Carolina Panthers name because the defense is elite. I don't think you heard me. I'll say it again. The defense is elite. That's all I got for you today, man. The defense, third time saying it, I won't even say it. I want you to type, but you know what? If you're at this point in the video, let me know you got this far in the video by typing "the defense is elite" in the comments below. And then after that, let me know all your thoughts on the defense. Any stats I forgot, any context I forgot, man. Let me know what your thoughts are, where we rank, anything in the comments below. But make sure you do type out "the defense is elite." And you already know what to do with that like button.
Cheers to you, appreciate the chance. Been told y'all I been the man. Been told y'all I had the gift. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Real ones gonna recommend. Count this as another win.